Welcome back to another episode of the Casey Campbell podcast. Casey Campbell with you, of course. Pleased to be joined by Kaden Newsted of Woodhaven Baseball. How are you?
I'm doing good. Thank you for having me on here.
Hey, what a season you guys are having right now, and you're coming up to probably a pretty big weekend that could send you guys back to East Lansing. What excites you about this regional thing, this regional matchups? I know this is kind of your first time kind of experience getting to this point this far. But what is it like for you to get to be on this ride and come off a pretty good game?
It feels really good. I mean, going into our next game, we're playing a team pretty similar to us, so it'll just come down to who plays a better game. Um, what excites me most is considering this is like you said, this is my first time being on a team where like this will mean something too, because we have a lot of young guys on our team, a lot of inexperienced guys. So if we make a big run, then it'll be huge.
I know that Woodhaven has made a lot of big runs in the past, and a lot of big names have come through here. What's it like to just be a part of such a successful program like this program has been?
Um, it feels good. Feels like I can develop a lot more. I like to give it all to my coach, Coach Corey Farner. He's a big reason why we've gone so far some years because he's got so much confidence in all his guys. He knows how to handle situations. He's got that experience. He's a big game coach, so I love being under him. Especially the other coaches too. I love being coached by those guys too. And even at the lower programs, they do a really good job at prepping the young guys to come up. We have a couple guys that got brought up that have been big for us so far. So I like to give a lot of props to the coaches for that.
Yeah. So you're a pitcher.
Hmm.
I know you've spent some time in the outfield and probably every other position at some point in your career. But what has it been like just you're primarily focused on pitching. What is that like for you just to because that's it's a lot to think about because I know that's what pitchers do. But how have you just grown your game just as a pitcher throughout the season?
Um, I've grown by becoming more like what it's like throwing at this level. I I hadn't thrown at all coming up at this level like last year when I got brought up for the end. It's just different pitching at such a higher level. A lot of the guys, they know how to hit you better. The key thing for me has just been hitting my spots. I don't have the velocity to throw any to blow it by anybody, just to like miss pitches. So I gotta learn. I've been learning to just throw around guys while just painting outside, painting in, up low, locating my off speed. I like to give a shout out to big props to my catcher, Cam Thorning. He's done a good job too at helping me calm down in like stressful spots that I've gotten into and just calling good games all around. He's a big, I like to thank him too, because he's pretty good at like framing things, getting me to the strike calls that I need.
Yeah. Okay. So what tell me like a situation you've been in that you've gotten out of that was pretty tough. Like, "Oh, man, I can't believe I got out of that."
Um, Pretty recently, um, we played Edsel at Edsel Ford. It was for our league championship game.
Yeah.
It was like the second or third inning. I had like bases loaded. Um, I had one out, and then they missed a suicide squeeze,
Yeah.
and we got the guy out at home. And then I struck the kid out the same at bat. So I just got everybody fired up, got us out of a big jam because then we went on to then we next inning we scored some runs. So it was just a big moment that led to a bigger thing happening.
Yeah. So I know as a pitcher, pitchers tend to, especially if you're on the mound, you obviously you have to separate yourself from everybody else to get ready. Like, what's how does what's Kaden like before games? Like, because obviously, you're by yourself, you've got headphones in, you're just trying to make sure you're in the right mindset to go out and go out and throw.
hmm So usually on my start days, I get DH for so I could focus on like my pitching, so I don't have like a bad at bat depict how I do that day. I can have both headphones in up until like I gotta go warm up like fully. Um, I'll play before I start doing anything like throwing and stuff. I do my stretches. Um, I do a full walk around the baseball field to calm myself down a little bit.
Yeah,
So like, because usually I'm jacked up before my games, so it's just a little energy thing, keep me cool, calm. And then I play catch. I stretch it out pretty far, and then I just throw my bullpen right after, and then I'm good.
yeah. Your best pitch to throw, what's been really working for you this year?
Um, what I experimented with in the off season was I was trying to learn a two seam, just like a good little two seam I could throw.
Yeah.
I've always had a pretty, I always thought I had a pretty good curveball, so I've just been doing good with the two seam and getting the curveball there. It's been what's really working for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I know when players get to this point of the season, it's it is, it can be exciting, it can be nervous at the same time. How are you feeling heading into this big weekend?
Um, I'm feeling confident. I was a little nervous going into we played our district final last weekend. I was a little nervous going into that because I'd never been on such that big of a stage before. It was my first time playing in a district game. So, but I've now learned the playoff atmosphere, what it's like to throw in a playoff game. I'm a lot more relaxed now. My headspace is a little more clear for it. So I'm ready for whatever comes to me.
Absolutely. And what do you guys feel like you got to do to come away, with a big win, on Saturday morning, and then, in a couple hours, if you're so fortunate to win that, and then get another game, and by the end of the weekend, excuse me, you could be heading back to East Lansing.
I just feel like we got to play how we've been playing. We've been pretty hot. Boys have been pretty hot recently. We can just keep hitting, keep making plays, um, keep being smart on the base paths, um, getting our bunts down, just all that I feel like could contribute to if we obviously keep pitching well too, hitting our spots. I feel like we have a good chance.
All right. Well, Kaden, thank you so much for the time as always. Best of luck to you guys this weekend, and we'll talk to you soon.
Thank you for having me, Casey. Thank you so much.